Shalom, shalom. I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash. My name is Brother Napak from the Camp Prophets of Babylon down here in Tampa Bay, Florida. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to hopeful elect and the ones listening in. I want to get into a quick lesson, all right? And I want to get into a lesson. I'm on title's lesson. We have been reborn through the Spirit. All right, we have been reborn through the Spirit. And what made me, think of this topic is going into John 3, with Nicodemus. All right, one of the rulers of the Jews. He was having a dialogue, all right, with Yahushai. I'm gonna get through, the whole, dialogue, or the main point that I'm trying to get to. But just to elaborate on the title, though, we have been reborn through the Spirit, man. All right, come into this truth, the true understanding, the knowledge. All right. We have, changed our lives around, change everything around, even our own, what you would call it, our own demeanor, as some would say, has changed, once coming into this truth. And the reason why that all that change has came is because you have been born, rebirthed through the Spirit. You're no longer that carnal old man that you were. All right. And you have been considered reborn. All right. So get straight into it. This is John 3 and verse 2. It says, "The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him," which is Nicodemus, speaking unto Yahushua. It says, "Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from Yahweh, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except Yahweh be with him." All right. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh." All right. So the Lord has said something really spiritual here. And the Lord was always speaking in parables, and he's always speaking, spiritual. All right. So not a lot of carnal-minded people will be able to understand the Lord Yahushua, man. That's why when we go out and we teach and we camp, not a lot of people are able to understand this light. All right, and this understanding because it's more on the spiritual side than the carnal. All right, so Yahushua said that, it's lucky, except a man be born again. All right, and this left question marks in Nicodemus' head. It says, "Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born?" All right, so like I said, it left Nicodemus with question marks in his head. It's like, how can a man be born? He's already old. How can you be reborn? All right, because like I said, the Lord was speaking in a spiritual sense, and Nicodemus was taking it in as a carnal. How, and that's why he asked, how can a man be born when he's already old? When you already, grew in this world, how can you just, be rebirthed and reborn again? So this is what Yahushua said. It says, Yahushua answered, "Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter in the kingdom of Yahweh. That which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit." All right. So that which is born of the flesh, that's flesh, man. All right. So, we were born here, in our fleshly bodies, carnally. All right. But those born of the Spirit, that's the Rakakadash, man. All right. You being rebirthed from, man. All right. Through the Spirit of the Lord Yahushua. So once you gain that spirit, once you gain this true knowledge, this understanding, all right, that's why you are considered a babe. All right, when you first come into this truth, you are considered a babe because you don't know much. You have been reborn, all right, to this knowledge. You have been given this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's new to you, all right. That's why you got to drink the milk before you eat the meat. All right? And that's why a lot of Jake choke up. All right? Because Jake comes to this thing and they try to rush the process. All right? Go, jump straight to the meat. And that, that's a whole different ball game, especially for Jake that just coming into the truth. Just coming into the understanding, because you just been reborn through the Spirit, man. All right? And in NOT it says, in verse 6, it says humans can reproduce only human life. So humans can only reproduce human life. All right? They can't reproduce anything else. All right? And here it goes on. It says, but the Holy Spirit gives birth to the spiritual life. All right? So, humans can only, reproduce only human life, but the Spirit is what gives birth to that spiritual life. All right? It gives birth to the Spirit. All right? And the crocodiles, take a hold of you. All right? And you have been reborn, man. So like I said, all right, that's why Apostle Paul was speaking. He said, when I was a child, I did childish things, but now that I am a man, I put away those childish things. All right? So that's when you come to this truth, is when you truly become a man, all right, of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right? That's when you truly become a man. So, more than half of these niggas out here, they're still just grown babies. Old babies, man. Old in the flesh, but still babes, man. Still childish. They still want to live in this world. They still want to do wickedness. They haven't changed anything around. They've been on the same mindset since they were born here, man. All right? They may have experienced more life than you here in Babylon, but they don't have more wisdom and understanding, than a man of the Lord. All right? They don't have nearly as much wisdom and understanding than a man of the Lord. You have the truth, man. This is godly wisdom, man. All right? So it says, verse 7, it says, marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again. So the Lord's like, don't be surprised, don't be amazed. I'm telling you, you're going to be born, you got to be born again. All right? All I'm saying, all the Lord is saying is, you're being rebirthed in the Spirit, man. All right? And you take hold of this knowledge, this wisdom and understanding of this truth, man. All right? We get LT. Select it says, so don't be surprised when I say you must be born again. All right? It says, the wind blows wherever it wants, just as you can hear the wind, but can't tell where it comes from or where it is going. So you can explain how people are born of the Spirit. All right? So, just like, the wind, you can't tell where it's coming from. You can hear it. All right, but you can't tell where it's coming from, where it's going. But, same thing as, all right, you can't explain how, people are born of the Spirit. All right, but once you are born of the Spirit, all right, like I said, there's a big change in you, in your demeanor, in your character. All right, that's why a lot of people look at you different. That's why you get a lot of looks. Brothers get looks, when you go out in public. All right, because you're different, man. All right, you're the light in the room, man. Everybody else is dark. Everybody else is in the darkness, man. But you are the light. All right? Because you have this truth. You have the true gospel. All right? Which is the light of this world. It says, verse 9, how are these things possible? Nicodemus asked. Yahushua replied, you are a respected Jewish teacher, and yet you don't understand these things? So like I said, Nicodemus had that, he wasn't looking at it in a spiritual sense, man, more so over in the carnal sense. So he was just like, how are you, he was confused. So the Lord was like, you are a teacher, man. You're one of the masters of Israel, and you can't. You don't understand this. You don't get it. You know, it says, I assure you, we tell you what we know and have seen, and yet you won't believe our testimony. But if you don't believe me when I tell you about earthly things, how can you possibly believe if I tell you about heavenly things? All right. So that's just the earthly thing, man. All right. To understand what it means to be birthed of reborn through the Spirit, that's just earthly things that Lord Yahweh Shai was saying, man. You know, it was still spiritual, but it was earthly things. It's on an earthly level. All right. Compared to what more the Lord could tell you about, about the kingdom of heaven, about heavenly things. All right. That was like, earthly things, man. All right. And Jake couldn't really get it. Jake couldn't comprehend it. All right. So like I say, being born of the Spirit, man, it comes with that change, of coming back into the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right. Of becoming a man of the Lord. All right. So hey, man, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the whole elect. The ones listening in, like I said, I just want to get into a quick hit, on that account. I want to give our praises, glory, and honor to the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Kakadash. That honor that was in the apostles of Red Millstone who teach them well. Peace and blessings to the whole elect.